Good evening everyone, and welcome to the Late Encounters update for Monday the 21st of March 2016. Yeah, well, not really much more to say than that, so carry on. Contents this week, then on the ground. I've not got any sort of specific things to highlight this week because it's been a bit of a shitty week. I'll explain that in a few seconds, so there's no additional things between progress and feedback, so I'll just carry straight on with what's first. So, excuse time. Yeah, been a bad week. Essentially, Monday stream, Tuesday didn't really get much done because we had to go out. Wednesday I was slightly ill in the evening, didn't get much chance to do much at all, and that kind of continued through Thursday and Friday as well. But the other sort of important aspect of that is that I also had a shed load of work to do. So this week has been a combination of working on what I need to get done for my paid job and being too ill to do anything else after that was finished. So I've been sort of working till about 7, 8 o'clock at night, doing some of that from home, and then it's just not been a great week. And the weekend I was completely laid out with some mysterious infection. I have no idea. But it just knocked me for 6, knocked me on my back. I missed my brother's 40th birthday party, all that kind of stuff, you know. So I apologise to you guys for not managing to achieve much this week, although it's myself that I really need to be apologising to, because it means it's just another wasted week where not much has got done, and it draws us another week closer to the deadline which has to be met for the July release. So it's not great. What have we managed to get done? Some revisions to the miniatures rules. We had some feedback from Chris Jarvis, who very kindly volunteered to do a bit of playtesting with his role-playing gaming group. And the feedback we got was comprehensive, not a lot of positivity in there. The rules, there was a lot to do with sort of the way it was written, and some clarification that was needed on a few points, which we did expect was going to be a fairly significant issue, because we haven't written them up to really be understandable. That's a job that me and Colin have to do, and take the skeleton of what's in that document that we've been sending round, and write it up as befits our individual projects. So there is a work in progress document that has some of that stuff in it, but I didn't want to go too far down the road with it until I got some feedback. And as it turns out, it was just as well. Are we having buffering issues? No. Just noticed that my stream has frozen on my PC. Not overly great. But again, any feedback is positive feedback. It'll give us the chance to review and revise. What did come out of it that does need to be reviewed quite significantly are the movement rules, and I've put them in a different order on this list here, but the movement rules and the measurement methods are pretty borked, because one glaring oversight that probably is my fault is that when we changed the size of the bases from a 1-inch hex to a 4cm square, we didn't adjust the ranges for things. So basically what we have listed as short or close range is 3 inches, and that pretty much means that you've got to be base to base with somebody to get that kind of thing. So at the moment we've been measuring from centre of the bases as far as distance is concerned, so we're fundamentally looking at changing that, and the suggestion I've made on that is that we try to do from base to base, so front of base or back of base, whichever way the player seems fit. We're kind of leaning towards doing front to front, so your movement template or your movement measurement would go from the front of your base. You move your ship or your vehicle so that the front of your base is at the end point of your motion. The other aspect of that is the firing ranges and the firing arc, so the movement and the firing kind of both come into the same problem, as highlighted by the fact that I said about the short range thing. Hi Playpay. So we also have to look at how we measure from attacker to defender. The way I've kind of suggested at the moment, which Colin and I are still going to have a bit of a chat about, we've talked about it yesterday and we're talking about it tonight after the main stream this evening, is that I think we should look at going from front of attacker's base to the nearest edge of the defender's base. And if you manage to hit that, or any area of that, so say you can get a corner or you can grab an edge or whatever, then it's within the range, then you're golden, basically. And yeah, so that's kind of the kind of main things we need to look at. The power allocation needs to be clarified quite a great deal, because even though it's clear in me and Colin's head, it's not clear in the way that we've written it up. So we are looking at clarifying a lot of the stuff that's in that document before we move it across to the main doc, so that we're actually straight on what everything actually means. And the critical hits table, I'll admit Colin was right on this one and I was wrong. The critical hit table is the wrong way around. I've opted to go for the sort of double 6 is your best row and double 1 snake eyes is your worst row, so your basic poker rows essentially. And that's one of those things, that's one of the basic mistakes that people make when starting out with this kind of thing. So what Chris has suggested is the same as what Colin suggested, which was you weight it so that it goes by the probability of what you're going to roll, because rolling a double 1 and rolling a double 12 is the same probability. And the average score you'll get with 2d6 is somewhere in the middle, so 7 or 8. So that's the way we should kind of weight it. So we are rejigging that. Amongst other things, we have like I think it's a 20-point document that Chris has sent round to us to tell us where we've gone wrong and where we can improve things. So again, thanks Chris, much appreciated. It's given us a hell of a lot to do, and hopefully we should get that sorted out fairly soon and get back on to doing another test. Colin is going to be doing some play testing because he's realised he's omitted a few play tests that he was going to do and hasn't managed to get done, so he's going to pick that up again this week, and I'm going to get back onto writing up what I can write up. So that's pretty much it. Feedback and questions this week, nothing of note. One bit of feedback, one comment on the Kickstarter, but it's not even worth mentioning, so I'm not gonna. So there you go. And that's about it for this week. The one thing I will add on to that is that today, after finishing work, I have been working on revised counters, the revised bases to cope with movement being based on being at the front, being from the front of the base rather than being from the centre of the base. Everything we've designed, the movement templates, the bases, the counters, have all been based on that central point of movement. So we have to fundamentally redraw the templates that we've drawn up for this point. So yeah, that's a bit of a job, because it's going to mean we have to look at how it's designed, how they look, the clarity, how we're going to manage to measure it and so on, because as Chris rightly pointed out, it's fiddly. When you've got a lot of bases in close contact, trying to use movement templates and so on is very, very fiddly. So we need to try and find something that's going to be a little bit more friendly to use and see where we can go from there. So that's essentially it. So that's that. The CQC thing that I was talking about for the upcoming events that was supposed to happen at the weekend there didn't happen. Negotiations and communication broke down, and we didn't actually get a confirmation as to whether or not we're going to be able to do something, so it's kind of slipped by. I am still asking the questions of the guys at Frontier to see if we can put something together. So if we can, then I'll let you know. Yay! And again, Elite Meet 2016, we're not going to LaveCon 2016, we are going to, at which point the book will be out. And just because I can, and just because I have the ability to, I'm going to play the trailer again, just so you get all excited all over again, so just in case somebody might miss that it's due out at some point. So there you go. I do like that trailer. Yeah, the only thing I've really got to say on that is it's going to be quite tight getting this out, so I am going to have to really knuckle down and get things polished off. I I think the good thing is that other than the miniature side of things, things are in the state of being polished off. I'm not going to sit and waste my time putting together charts and tables that say exactly what percentage through I am. I just know I just need to tidy up, dot the I's, cross the T's, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully we'll get there, and if not, then So next update next week, Monday 28th of March, same time, 8 PM UK time. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, or anything else you want to tell me or show me, then get it to me by Monday 6 PM and I'll stick it in the broadcast in the evening. I think that's about it for this update. So thanks again for joining me. If you've joined me for the main stream, the main Selezen Play stream, then it will be kicking off as soon as I get everything switched over. So thanks again. If you're hosting me on Twitch, then you'll have to host it again once I go live on the second stream. So thanks guys, take care, have another good week, and speak to you next Monday.